Good morrow, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Sleepless Illustrator with another video this week, continuing on this new year. First I want to say, guys, my apologies for not uploading this video up sooner. So if you guys were expecting a video, wondering why I didn't post last night, it's now Wednesday, and I've been mostly on the Tuesday schedule for right now. Still same time right now, guys. Just this week, I got a little messed up yesterday. I didn't sleep well the was before, and I was just so tired. And by the time I got to the video, I was just like, oh crap, I'll just do it. I'll try to sneak in the video, no one will notice, but somebody did notice, so my apologies. So, but anyway, yeah, the hype from this year, I think it was a little too much. I think I got a little too hyped up from it being a new year. I was just a little too overexcited over this year or so. But that's over with now. Now we gotta, continue on with the show. And oops, sorry. As you guys can see from the title, we're gonna be drawing Boba Fett, one of my favorite characters from Star Wars. And I hope you guys, this is just gonna be like a somewhat of a, how should I explain? Not half-assed. That's what I'm saying, guys. I didn't want to do a half-assed drawing last night because I was so tired. I could barely stay awake, and I didn't want to drink coffee or nothing like that. So, but anyway, I'm just gonna get right into it, guys. But yeah, I have this pose I wanted to do of him, but I just saying what I was trying to say is like I don't want you guys to think that this is gonna be like my greatest drawing. This is like, how should I say? Just a oh crap, my references is not showing. But this won't be the last time you'll see me drawing Boba Fett, dude. Guy, sorry. I feel like I'm talking to somebody right now. But, oops, why aren't you showing? There you go. Oh, I forgot I clicked on the bigger photo. Anyway. Just, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing, just a, nothing too fancy. Oops. Oops. That's weird. Gotta fix that. Anyway, yeah, guys, I didn't want to do like a half-assed video last night. I was like give it all my best, guys. Even if I'm just drawing something, especially because I had this idea last night. I was like, I'll draw Boba Fett, but I wasn't really in the right mindset, But don't take that lesson from me, guys. Just because you're not in the right mindset doesn't mean you don't have to do this. So, that's my fault. So I'm just going to be drawing. I had a really cool pose of him that I never finished. Just trust me, I have plenty of Boba Fett drawings. Ask anybody I know, guys. They'll tell you I'm a avid Boba Fett nut job, whatever you want to call. So, oh yeah. So I'm just going to be drawing him in. We're just getting started. I hope you guys don't mind. I just want to kind of get this one started. I don't plan on coloring him, by the way. Just if you guys are expecting color, not that I'm not even that I'm half-assing, guys. I'm just Boba Fett has a lot more details and things I can't really do here, so to speak. So let's just try to get the basic drawing for what I want to do in, and then we'll be good to go. I hope you guys are having a good week. I just had a little bit of a spackle, kind of kept me up late. So unfortunately, January is a very tough month, guys. I don't know if you know, it's coming off the holidays, and very tough time. People going back to school, or kids going back to school, people going back to work. So everyone's just adjusting to the new year, and it's hard to stick with my gym is already. I went to my gym this weekend. It's already full of the bakers. I'm sorry, if you guys are the kind of jerks that go to a gym only one month out of the year, guys, please just stay home. You're all annoying us, guys who go to the gym. No offense. No offense, but yeah. That's where I saw the kind of kids. I mean, no offense. I know kids aren't really allowed in the weight room, guys, but there's like a little bit older people. Oh, shit, turn the light off. There we go. It's just my window's open, but I have too much light here. I know you guys can't see it. And I'm freezing cold right now, guys. I actually have my hoodie on, and I have my hood up while I'm drawing right now, so. So. But anyway, I'm just drawing in Boba Fett, you know. Oh, but I was saying about the gym guys, just I was saying, like, there's always these, like, it's not even kids, just people in general who are just, like, standing around. If you're not going to use the machine, guys, please don't use it, or don't be standing around. I see, luckily I wasn't trying to use the machine, but I saw, like, you know, I don't think anyone was trying to use it, but like I said, there was some people who were just standing around. There was like I saw four people. It was like three guys and a girl that were all on the same machine, all trying to get the same machine. It's like, hello, why don't two of you guys go do something else while these people do this, and then, you know, save you some time. So just remember, guys, if you're in the gym, if your New Year's resolution, I mean, of course I'm all for health, of course, guys. All of you know that. I mean, I'm a weightlifter. I'm skinny buff is what they call. But please have respect for the people in the gym who, you know, because there's the gym. And the one thing you guys gotta remember, guys, is that the gym is not a place. It's not like you can go to your own gym. Does that make sense? Like, you know, it's the one place we all have to share and be aware that, you know, I always ask people if they need to get on the machine, you know, just say, hey, like, you know, you want to work in. It's not a big deal, guys. You know, that's how I talk to, you know, you make friends. And hell, if you guys ever want, let me tell you something, guys. If you guys want to meet girls at the gym, that's the way to go. You know, all you guys out there who think, you know, it happens. You know, I've met a few. You know, I've talked to a few girls at the gym, stuff like that. And I don't creep up. You know, but like I said, if they ask me to work in, they really need the machine. It's a good conversation maker. You just say, hey, you know, what do you guys, well, you know, make a little conversation, and there you go. But, like, you know, you can always make friends in that way. It's always good to do. And then, you know, yeah. But like I said, you know, ask some people to work in if they look like they need a machine. You know, I always tell people, you know, if they ask me what, you know, I don't mind telling them, like, hey, I only got 2 sets left. You know, you want to work in? If they don't change the weight too much, but, you know, anyway. I know I should be talking about art, guys. But guys, I want you to understand that these videos, it's just me shooting the shot with you guys. The real videos, I'm going to be starting soon. I'll make an announcement probably next week, guys, because I'm just about ready to start doing some. This is just some stuff for fun, you guys. You know, and I got some ideas coming. So, but yeah, we're going to be drawing some goodies. As you can see, I have Boba Fett a little bit of a tilt here. And I can't wait. I was so excited because if you guys don't know, I don't think I've stressed enough how much I love Boba Fett. And for all you say, like, yeah, did you like the show? Well, I was a little convicted about it. Look, Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it's the show I've been waiting forever for us to see how depicted how we got out of the Sarlacc pit, which I hated since I saw Return of the Jedi. Like, what? Because let me tell you, guys, you know what my infatuation with Boba Fett came was with it was actually Shadows of the Empire. Okay, so I remember this when I first saw Empire. I don't remember seeing Star Wars in the theater. I remember seeing Empire when they did the re-releases. So I think that was the first time I saw Empire Strikes Back. And then, of course, they re-released Return of the Jedi. So I saw I'm just drawing in the armor, guys. If you just keep the drawing loose, guys, by chance, because I'm doing kind of like my own spin, not my own spin, but just a, you know, not an exact copy. This is still a comic book, so I'm gonna add some comic book stuff to it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of like attitude to it, you know, the belts and things like that. You'll see. Like this, where are you drawing his pouches? Because again, God knows he keeps bounty hunter stuff in there. You know, nobody needs. But like I said, I saw Empire, and I fell in love with this character. And then when not fell in love, but I mean, I thought he was cool. But he was a bad guy, you know. Nobody really cares about the bad guys, so. Add a little bit of a crease in his pants. Got these big old pockets. Always add the wrinkles, guys. And then he's got knee pads that kind of come down here, so the pockets will. But I have drawn Boba Fett, guys, before, so he's one of my favorite characters to draw. But like I said, this isn't If you guys see me drawing, because obviously I can't draw the same character once, guys. I actually wanted. I was planning on drawing Venom, but I think I drew Venom before. And I don't even know my own videos. No, I think I drew. Well, I drew Carnage, but it's kind of like the same character, so there's really no point on doing that. But I've drawn Venom before on another video, guys. The one I posted. Oh, my legs are too big. A little out of proportion. Always keep in proportion, guys. And yes, I'm going to draw his full self, so. This is still not as detailed as I'd like it to be, but it's enough for a decent project. I just want him standing like, you know, raising his gun like he's got his pose. You know what's funny, guys? I posed my my Spawn figure just the other day, and this is actually the pose I'm kind of borrowing. Well, it's kind of like a little bit anyway, except the only thing that's not is Boba Fett holding his belt. That's the drawing that I'm using that I have. I'll post that with the drawing along with it, but and then I was looking at it's actually the feet position right here. I always pose. It's kind of what my Spawn. I have the Spawn the cowboy, the gunslinger. I love it. I love the. I'm a big. Let me tell you something. There's two things that I love in this world: is Boba Fett and gunslingers. And the fact that Boba Fett is kind of like a gunslinger. Well, first of all, like I mean, there's Jango Fett, but we now know that Boba Fett can spin the gun. You know, just like Jango can. But Star Wars is kind of like a wild. It pretty much is a wild, wild west kind of thing, guys. So. Yep. So that's one reason that definitely attracted me to Star Wars. But like I said, yeah, and then like I said, back to my story, guys. I played Shadows of the Empire. I remember I had a party with my friends, and my mom took us to see Empire. It was like 3 of my friends, and we got back and had a little bit of a party at like a party home. Like we were playing with Legos and playing video games, back in the day. And we played Shadows of the Empire. I think I got that, and then And if you guys aren't aware, this is the Return of the Jedi version I'm going with. And if you're someone who doesn't understand, there are different Boba Fett kind of things going on here, because in Empire, number one, he had different armor and different things. So he had and also he carried a pistol. If you guys notice, and I noticed, and he has green armor instead of red in Empire. His gauntlets are green, so just minor differences. And his jetpack is green. In this one, it's blue. One day I'll do a color version, guys. But honestly, guys, I just want to. I want to focus on planning on the things, guys. I was more focused on Monday trying to figure out so I can finally get the videos I want. So I didn't focus too much on. That's kind of the reason why I'm drawing Boba Fett, guys, because I could draw Boba Fett with my eyes closed. But he's still a fun character to draw, guys. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I suppose it's sweet. But yeah. I have a few perspective videos I'd like to be announcing, and we'll just see how things go, guys. So let's just get the things. Let's get this little blaster gauntlets. I don't know if this is a blaster or something like that, but I think the lasers come out of here when he's like shooting stuff. I know, I mean, trust me, I know Boba Fett's this is like because in the Mandalorian we see that it's like it's another weapon. So for the fist, just draw the thumb kind of, and you just kind of grab it onto his belt. Nothing fancy. But yeah, it's just been kind of a weird week, guys. I mean, I got off a little. It's funny. I went out with my friends on Sunday, and I was fine. What happened is that I ended up like, okay, so my office has always been kind of a good thing, but it's also been kind of a pain, guys. It's been a little bit of a nightmare. I've had several leaks fixed over time. I've had to move stuff out of my I have this where I do my work and stuff. Oh, I've got this shoulder. Man, I'm still good. Okay, and So I've had, issues and all kinds of stuff going on, bugs getting in, things like that. I mean, and I was just gaming with my friend on Sunday before I went to bed, and I was about to go to bed, and lo and behold, I saw an ant on my table. I was like, oh crap. Because let me tell you guys something, guys. If you have one ant, I don't mean that you're a crazy ant. If you have one ant anywhere in the shower, in the kitchen, wherever, there's more. So I checked to see, and lo and behold, there they were in the corner where I was supposed to. I had some leftover plaster that I used to fill some holes in my wall, because I was putting holes in my wall because I was idiot. Nailing things to because I put up a bunch of posters and things like that. So I was supposed to do that, and I didn't think, but like I said, I ended up having to do that. So I did that on Sunday, and then by the time I got to bed and all that, but anyway, well, that's all right. So Monday I was okay. I was drinking like 2 cups of coffee, and then after I gamed, actually, guys, I had a kind of a little bit of a fight with somebody. I'm not gonna lie, I had this girl I'm talking to, and not to get too much of my personal business. Just freak out, but like, it's my fault. We got a little tiff, so that kept me up. So anyway, sweet gal, don't worry, we're cool now. But things happen. You lose your temper, you get mad, and you say things you don't mean. That's okay. Sweet gal, guys. I mean, really. I hope you guys are. If you have somebody special in your life, guys. I'm glad. It's funny. Guys, I watch a lot of romantic movies. I like that sort of thing, guys. I don't care what relationship or whatever I've been through, guys. I'll never lose that good sense. Never stop finding for love, guys. Trust me, there are good people. I see couples all the time, and I think it's cute, guys. Oops. I think it's beautiful whenever I see a couple in love, kiss. Well, I'm not creeping on, but kissing or holding hands and stuff like that. I think it's the one thing that keeps us going, guys. What's the point of moving on? Well, what's the point of me doing this for you guys if I don't have somebody in my life to share it with? There's a lot of, and I say this, guys, because I see so many people are hurting. I see these posts on Instagram of guys who don't want to get married and things like that. And if you guys are too young to understand what I'm talking about, I mean, it's tough to be, in relationship these days, and I get it. I mean, in this day and age, I mean, I'm not where I want to be in life. I mean, sometimes I think, I'm not good enough for somebody because I'm not, a rich, famous artist. But let me tell you something, guys. If you just have one good person in your life who's okay with you being who you are as a person, that's all you really need. Because you don't need riches and fame in life, guys. I don't want to do this to be rich and famous, guys. I want to do this, to make a little bit of money and show off my work and help you guys along the way. I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. I had a few setbacks just recently, guys, and it really set me off. That's kind of one reason why I was, upset this week. But, I'm okay with people's success as long as if I help someone get success over me, I'm okay with that, guys. Honestly, because I'm not in competition with anybody. Actually, Todd McFarlane had a running contest. I'm not sure if it's still going. If you guys want to check it out, I recommend. I'm not trying to do advertising or anything like that, but I recommend, if you guys want to, it's an opportunity, guys, to show off your work. Something about, but I don't want to do that, guys. I'm not in competition with anybody, I don't need to be recognized by, like, these big companies by, I personally want to do my own self, do things my way, Plus, I don't like those kind of contests. I never really went anywhere. But no, I thought I was actually going to enter them. And if you guys want to, I'm not saying you guys should, have doubts about it. If you want to do it, go for it. I'm all for. I used to do this all the time. I entered an Iron Man contest once. There's something to draw Iron Man for. He was battling some ice. I think it was some ice character. It was a long time ago, and yeah, I didn't win, but it's okay. I mean, I have a cool drawing out of it, so you never know. But the point is that I like seeing people in success. I like seeing people successful. I like seeing people in love and happy in relationships because that's what it's all about. I love helping people get to that point in their life, guys. And I'll never stop. If someone gets something over me, that means that's okay. That's okay. And I know you guys get bitter and jealous, and believe me, I'm not bitter and jealous at all. I left that a long time ago because that just hurts you. So anyway, I know it's funny. Oh, he's still jealous. No, guys. Honestly, I'm only saying this because this is a good lesson that I learned, and I was a little upset at first, but then I realized, and like I said, it's part of my resolutions, guys. But even then, it's still, I still reverted back to some bad habits. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take a little time for things to really sit in. So if you guys are trying to change something or trying to get with somebody or or whatever you're trying to achieve, go for it. That's what I'm always saying. I think we can start. Let's add a little bit of scenery. So let's. I had a drawing of him in Tet, so let's add a little bit of Jabba's palace. So his palace is kind of like a little tube on the mountains. Don't ever afraid to add a little bit of a background, guys. Just add a little bit, this is where shapes come in handy. It's funny, Jabba's palace kind of looks like a cookie jar. That fat ass. No, I'm just kidding. A little bit of a... And I want you guys also to make a note that if you're drawing, guys, at a pencil, it's okay. Let me, if you guys don't want to ink, but I hate to say it, guys, but unfortunately, ink is where the drawing really takes shape. So it's okay if you want to do a drawing, guys, but just understand that it's not, I hate to burst your bubble on this, but a drawing doesn't truly take shape until you've added ink or some kind of finalization of it. But you guys do what you want. If you're a penciler, the thing is, you guys, in comics, you guys have to understand if you're a penciler, that's the reality of it. So I mean, it's hard to explain because in the industry, from what I understand, like I said, if it's your medium, because you just never know what you're going to be doing. So it always helps to be an artist, a student of all things. That's my opinion. If you guys really want to do this contest and break into, comic books, I do recommend it. But like I said, I prefer to do my own way. I'm trying to put my own stuff. That's why I'm doing this channel, basically to get my stuff out there. I'm still in that stage because I've been working for people for so long. And just, only doing ideas and keeping things that I want to do to myself. And that's just on me. So... But, like I said, I prefer to do things my own way. I think you guys should too, because I don't think, honestly, guys, with all the stuff happening with Disney and Warner Bros., I just don't see a future in it. Nothing's going to change. In fact, that's another reason why I wanted to do this, guys, because I wanted to mention the new, if you guys are so excited for the new Rey movie that's going to be happening, and I'm sure you guys have seen that little controversy, and I'm always kept up to this, I'm a political guy, dude, but, let me tell you something, guys. These people do not know. They are just trying to egg us all on. And I know even I know this, I know people who, I hate to say it, dude, who hate this, even women, as a thing, because they know they're just being pandered to. Trust me, guys, real people are not stupid. Disney and Warner Bros. With all this pandering, trying to ease in certain groups of people. People hate it. People don't want that representation when it's shoved down their throats, dude. They want it. They want, to see it as a good thing because they know people hate this stuff. The only ones who don't hate it are the stupid ones who create this crap, are the ones on Twitter who just don't have any clue about what people want. Let me tell you, it's funny. I was telling this because I'm sure you guys have heard about the Dave Chappelle thing. Let me, guys, give you a lesson in what makes good work and good ideas rather than just pandering. So guys, let me I'll give you an example with comedy. Comedy is a pure example of how sometimes things don't work. Because I was watching the Golden Globes and how it's Joe Coy, which I can't believe Joe Coy. He's so funny. I loved him, but he had the worst act I'd ever seen because he was pandering. I'm trying to get this guy. This is a good lesson. Give me a second with these guys, because what I'm trying to tell you guys is that truth isn't always good ideas, dude. Ideas, guys. This is such a good lesson, guys. You're gonna love this. I'm trying to weigh this up because the thing what makes something good, guys, is not necessarily that it's true. it's more the fiction of it's the stretched version, because you know comedians, if you ever heard a comedian story, you're like, that didn't happen, they stretch the truth a little, of course, because nobody wants to hear a story about, you know, yeah, even if it's an exciting story like Mother Teresa. You can take like a real life example, Mother Teresa's life story. You know, it wasn't all fun and games, guys. They had to exaggerate a little bit. Take like a war movie like 13 Hours. You know, they had to exaggerate a little. You know, Pearl Harbor. And this has to do with like with anything, any ideas you guys want to come up with. So let's say you come up with an idea, you want to write a story of fiction, right, guys? You have to exaggerate a little. It's in the exaggeration. It's the same thing with comedy. The problem is that comedians these days think that they just tell a straight joke, especially like with like female comedians. They think that like they can just talk about their sexual parts or anything like that and curse a lot, and they think that's comedy. No, comedy is all about delivery. And there's two things: delivery and the exaggeration of it. Because nobody wants to listen to a comedian talk about, oh yeah, I did this, so and so, in the end. You have to exaggerate it a little, even because I mean, first of all, we don't know if it's true or not. I mean, it's like, you know, Gabriel Iglesias. You know, he's always talking about like how many times he's been stopped by police. You know, and like, did he really give a cop donuts? I don't know if you guys heard that joke. I mean, he said he gave a cop donuts who pulled him over. It's quite possible, but at the same time, it's a little exaggerated. But that's what I'm saying. That's the funny, but that's what makes a difference in a joke. Whereas Joe Coy just went on stage and just called a bunch of white people stupid and said, "Oh, y'all took everything." Well, there's no joke. It's just a statement he's saying. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's like the difference between watching a documentary and something like a movie based on something. Think about it. If you guys are watching a movie, like a documentary about the Holocaust, right? You know what you're getting, right? You're getting a Holocaust, you know, an hour about the Holocaust. Instead of watching a movie about the Holocaust, you know, you're going to watch something interesting, but like The Pianist. If you guys seen The Pianist, that's a movie about the Holocaust. It has the Holocaust in it. You learn a little, but it's mainly the focus is, if you guys know, it's about the pianist, the Spielman, played by Adrian Brody. But what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to your ideas, guys, what makes or break a good idea, guys, is just the creativity in the idea. Even if it's based on a real idea, even if your joke is based on something real, you know, that's why we love Star Wars, because Star Wars doesn't see. In fact, this is, guys, had my mind blown, because at the end of the day, guys, what makes a good idea is how ridiculous it is, not how straightforward it is. You watch something like Star Wars, it's because Star Wars, you've never seen anything like it. That's what was so good about it. You know, that was so creative. And even the thing like Boba Fett, who could, you know, what's a boba? I don't know. I mean, isn't it a coffee or whatever? Or I think it's a tea, but oops. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, how long in this video? Oh, only a half hour. But I'm just gonna ink this, guys. I'm not gonna color it. I'm sorry, guys, but like I said, I'm gonna focus tonight on getting this video. I really want to get this out, but I really wanted to talk more about this list, because you guys haven't seen anything. I mean, I'm drawing the armor. Blah blah blah. You guys just follow along, because I really want to give you guys gold on this, because I had this idea in my head yesterday when I was listening to the whole like, and I see it over and over, especially with comedy. What makes comedy so good? It's the exaggeration, because nobody wants to hear a story that's straightforward, guys. We all have stories about, you know, oh, I was doing laundry, you know, blah blah blah, I stubbed my toe. No, that's stuff people see. Well, we want to hear, like, maybe you're at the laundromat, guys, and a army of clowns just came in and started juggling your clothes or something like that, you know? You know, who knows? That's why we play video games, to get away from all get away from reality. Because even comedy itself is kind of like getting away from you. This person's telling a story and bringing you into their world and their experience, if their jokes are, you know, realistic or something like that. And any joke, for that matter. So stop trying to be so serious. Stop trying to be so, like, you know, just insulting. Don't do a joke because, like, you know, because, oh, you want to make fun of people. It's funny, you know. And actually, let me tell you something, guys. It's like, comedy is supposed to bring us together. And I keep mentioning comedy because it's the same thing. But these ideas are supposed to bring us together. I don't like to, and I do talk about politics, because I do stress enough that I don't want people, you know, I don't draw ideas to that are just one-sided. Let me tell you something, guys. You want to know what makes a good idea? Is something that can bring us all together. I love liberal comedians. I mean, most of you guys know I'm a conservative, but I love comedians like Bill Maher, and I can laugh at him because he's funny. even when he's making fun of like, you know, like Donald Trump or whoever, you know, or, you know, even, and I can actually laugh at those kinds of jokes because, you know, that's what comedy does. It brings us together, guys. But if you're just straight up insulting somebody and saying, you know, let me tell you something, you know, if you went up on stage and said, you know, Republicans suck or Democrat, even Democrat, let's just go with like, if you just go on stage and say, oh, Democrats suck. That's not a joke, guys. That's just a statement. That's just you spouting some, you know, whatever, whether if I agree with you or not. But if you're doing upstage doing comedy and you're trying to get people to laugh, like think about how you know, you can get like people on your side to laugh. You say why do Republicans suck, and then you say or Democrats say, you tell a joke, and then we can all laugh at, because we do have things about us. There are funny things about that, you know, Republicans and Democrats do that we can all laugh at, especially when you're not a politician, because we all know, you know, politicians suck. But the point is, guys, is that if you go up on stage and you can be, there are ways to be political and or tell an idea that you want, and without having to alienate people. You know, if you just want to go up on stage and tell people like your side sucks, or, you know, but don't waste art on it. Don't waste a movie. Don't waste a comedy special on it. Nobody wants to see that. That's not why people pay to go to a comedy club, guys. You have to remember that at the end of the day, your job, when you're doing this, guys, your job is to entertain people, not pander to them. So you can tell your ideas. You can tell a story that you want. But if you can tell it in a way, like I said, that brings people together, you can make people laugh and say, you know, even though you don't agree, we can still all laugh. See, that's the whole point of comedy, guys. That's what brings us all together. And most comedians know how to do that. A good comedian knows how to tell a joke and, you know, how to not be offended. Think about it. When you're laughing, are you guys offended by those jokes? No, of course not. You know? Of course not. But see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people just go, a lot of these, you know, these comedians, especially political ones, you know, like what Joe Coy was doing, he was just going straight up on stage and insulting people, you know, especially, you know, white people or whatever, you know, of course, you know, but that seems to be the new narrative, which is dangerous, guys. You don't want to be that kind of person that just alienates yourself. That's what I'm saying. You should have comedy and you should have jokes and stories and stuff like that for everybody, guys. You know? And the way you do it is you find a way to relate the material to, you know, to be a little bit more exaggerating. That's how. Because like I said, you guys can have a story. Maybe you have a right-wing dictator, you have a left-wing dictator in your story. You know, the way you do it is you tell a story that kind of relates to all, even though this character is a specific, you know, ideal. If you're drawing a character like Hitler, like a Hitler type, you know, there is a way to tell that story. That's something you guys have to figure out. But the way you do it, guys, is you find a way to fiction it out, to exaggerate it a little bit more. So even though you're telling a story about this, try to, you know, and this is just more of a lesson on writing, guys. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Let's let me get this. But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes a good idea, guys. Oh man, that's a big pouch. My friends text me, sorry, I'm making a video. Unfortunately, it's usually, right now it's daylight. So usually I do this at night, guys, and everyone's kind of like, you know, leave me alone, but got this big old pouch. But yeah, guys, this is a good lesson on writing, and even as artists, guys, we still need to learn how to write and learn how to tell a story, guys, because especially, I know you guys think that just because you're an artist, no, you are still telling the story. You still have to visually tell the story, and you have to figure out, you just have to figure out, guys, how to make this story good for, not good for, I'm not saying you good for everyone, but what I'm saying is that your goal is to entertain at the end of the day, is not to pander. And how can I tell a story without showing, you know, my bias too much? Exactly, because you don't want to alienate your audience, and that's what I see a lot of people doing nowadays. It's like, you know, I go on Instagram, guys, and I see like, oh, I'm a Latina or a Latino, you know, I like to look at, you know, like people go to the gym and stuff like that, and, you know, if there's any tips, and I like this, I follow this one girl, and she said she's a Latina content creator, and I like her, but like I said, that's such a, like a you know, stupid thing to say. Why would you want to, you know, because in a way, dude, you're already saying that like my content is for a specific person. You know, I understand you all want to have representation. You want to prove something that, you know, we're all, you know, anybody who, you know, whether if your race, shape, size, or whatever can do. I see a lot of amazing channels that people put out content like this, but I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be that kind of person, especially nowadays, because people are getting sick of it. People are tired of the represent. They're tired of like being pandered to. They're tired of like only having this on because, oh, it's, you know, it's a female or something like that, or a certain, you know, race. People are tired of it these days, and you know, they're so over, like, you know, they really are, guys. I'm telling you, a lot of people, and I read a lot of comments of people who are sick and tired, you know, of representation. The only ones who are promoting are the companies putting this crap out mostly, and then the ones who don't even, the ones who go on Twitter don't even watch your these ideas or these shows, guys. I'm telling you, there are people on Twitter that rape about this stuff. They're so happy when they see a female this or indigenous people that, but they don't watch those shows. They're not fans. They're just glad to see, oh, it's not a white male as a character, even though, you know. So, like I said, you can write a good character, guys. Just write a good character. Stay away from your own bias. Nobody wants to, and focus on the story. That's it. Make it, you know, make it good. I know it's easier said than done, but that's what I'm saying, guys, because that's what I'm trying to tell you, the difference. I'm trying to use the joke as an example. I hope I got my point across. If you guys, you know, are you know, not really sure, but I'll sum it up. But the main thing is that when you guys are writing, guys, or drawing or coming up with an idea of how to create this character, just focus on the idea. Just focus on the character itself, the character development. The main thing, if the main theme of the story is, you know, if it's political, if you're trying to tell a political story, I apologize if you guys hear that. It's just some ice cream lady selling. It drives me crazy. But I hope you guys didn't hear that. Anyway, when you're trying to tell a story, guys, focus on the character, like what you want from this character, and don't focus too much on the politics itself. You can have the politics in there, but you got to figure out how to weave it in. It's not something I can just explain to you guys. Like I said, just don't go straight forward and see, that's what I'm saying. Actually, you know, that's exactly where the difference is. But you don't just go straight forward and explaining, you know, this character. You gotta, how should I say? Because like when you go back to Joe Coy, what he said, if you go watch his Golden Globe, him hosting the Golden Globes this last weekend, guys, it's a perfect example of how he just straight up insulted people instead of creating subtle jokes. Instead of a joke like, you know, it has to be some mystery, some exaggeration, some you know, led up to it. It's just like, haha, you guys are dumb white people or whatever, you know. The audience was not having it, guys. I mean, he thought it was going to be good because he thought, you know, he could get away with something like that. Because up until now, you know, a lot of people have been, that's what a lot of comedians been doing. You know, I see it all the time with certain comedians. They're like, their delivery sucks. Their comedians are just not that good anymore. You know, because they all think that they can just straight up say something and people will laugh and you know, and that's good enough. No, guys, to write a good story, you have to have, you know, a lot of process and thought goes into, not just because you have an idea that you want to tell, political or not political. And it's the same thing, even if it's not political, like you know, it still needs some develop. It needs, you know, I do recommend taking writing classes, of course, you know, and how to, you know, come up with a story. And there are techniques, guys, most people are not aware of. They think it's just, you're just writing down your, you know. No, there has to be some ideas, some thoughts that go into it. So I hope I'm not rambling on too much, but I really like because I don't feel like I'm getting my point across. I'm sorry, guys. I had it in my head. I should have wrote it all down, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. The point is that any ideas you guys want to come up with is great. You know, come up with a small story. Focus more on the story, and don't focus on the politics of it. If your story is political, I would not focus on it. In fact, it's like the Sound of Freedom, guys. At the end, this is what I'm trying to say, dude. At the end of the day, if you're not entertaining somebody, then your story sucks. I'm sorry, that's just the way. In fact, you know what? That sums it up exactly. Because the Sound of Freedom, I should have gone with that. If you guys know that movie. It's about a child sex ring being broken up. Not because at the same time, it is based on a true story, guys. but at the same time, you're still getting an entertaining story. You know, you're seeing, you know, good guys conquering evil. You know, exactly. The fact that it was based on a true story, never. It could have been an original story in and of itself, but the whole point, number one goal, is to entertain, guys. Even if it's a true story, even if you have a point to make, you can make your point, but at the end of the day, you have to tell a good story. Otherwise, people are just not going to listen. So, in fact, you know, that just, you know, it's the same thing with comedy. You can tell you can get political. There are plenty of comedians who have insulted presidents to their faces, and the presidents will laugh. You know, it's okay because we're all human. You know, we all make mistakes. Oh, that's big. And it's okay to acknowledge it, but at the same time, the joke has to be funny, you know? I don't know, some comedians back in the day, you know, Johnny Carson and Bob Hope, they know how to do all that stuff. They just, because they practice, guys. They practice. They figure what works and what doesn't. So, at the end of the day, guys, that's what I'm saying. Your goal is to entertain. If it's not entertaining, people are not going to care. So, honestly, just don't care at all. If you're just doing this for fun, great. But I'm offering you guys some free good advice, guys. This is some good stuff here because, you know, you want to know why some ideas, guys, never work because they focus too much on one thing and not what really the main goal is supposed to be, and is to entertain people. That's the main thing you and I should be focused on when we're doing this stuff. I'm doing this to entertain. That's why I like to do these videos and kind of shoot the shot with you guys, and because you guys are kind of like, oh yeah, some thoughts, you know. So that's the point, guys. The point is, at the end of the day, is to get you guys to see that you want to have a really good idea, and you're asking, well, why aren't you famous? Well, good question. But I'm just telling you guys that this is my perspective from as an artist and from as a customer. This is what, like I said, this is what I want to see. I want to see a focus on the end. Like I said, you can watch an idea. You know, there used to be, guys, the thing is, guys, we've had so many movies all the time, like Pearl Harbor and, you know, all kinds of movies that we had coming out. It was pretty easy to tell a story back then. You know, most people told a story and they had, like, you know, Pearl Harbor was a good example of that, like how, you know, the main focus is Pearl Harbor, but it's also Ben Affleck and, you know, Josh Hartnett dealing with that, you know, the whole love interest thing. So you get a historical, you know, somewhat accurate movie, and then you get, you know, some education, then you get a decent story, you know. So nothing wrong with that. Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at, guys. In fact, I should have started with Sound of Freedom because that was a perfect example of how, you know, you can tell a story. It can be real. It can have a political message, you know, global warming, you know, or, you know, whatever you guys want to tell. Can be, but like I said, it has to be something that people can all gather. See, that's exactly, guys. That's something we can all gather around. We can all gather around. Yeah, the message of that movie is that child trafficking is bad and it must be stopped, right? Obviously, but that's not something, you know, we can all disagree on. And at the same time, you get a nice, entertaining, action-packed story. You know, entertain you, and then something to unite us all. You know, the problem is, guys, if you're just shoving your message down people's throats. But it's a lot easier when the message is pretty straightforward, like obviously, you know, child trafficking. But when it's something you're trying to convince somebody of, you know, like global warming or, you know, whatever. You know, I'm just using that as an example because we all know, you know, those issues. But yeah, you know, issues like that you're trying to convince people to get on your side. The way you get people on your side is you tell a great story and you offer some points to it. You know, do your research for sure. You know, make sure you do your research and get as accurate as possible. That's for one thing. Then people will say, at least this is a very accurate movie, you know? You can't argue with those, and then, like I said, you get entertained at the same time. So... a little bit of a... Yeah, guys, you're at the end of the day, your idea should bring people together. If you want to know how do you know, That's the main focus. How do you tell a good story that people will get people talking? Oh man, that was awesome. Did you see the Oscars the other night? And that's what I'm saying. That's why nobody talks about these things anymore. Nobody watches the Oscars. Hell no. I don't watch them anymore. I mean, it used to be, excuse me, I used to gather all the time with my family, watch that, and nowadays we don't do squat. Of course, my family's not here, but still, even if they were here, we wouldn't be watching. I mean, I don't even talk. I call my mom up. We don't say, hey, did you watch the Oscars this weekend? I already know the answer. Hell no. So let's just get the coloring, guys. If you want to leave I'll say that because this is glass. Remember to leave a little bit of a white in this area, guys. Drawing Boba Fett. Sorry if I'm getting a little political on you guys, but like I said, politics has everything to do with what If you guys don't want to be a political artist, but most artists are usually like we all have a message to want to say, and that's fine. I'm not saying that, guys, but like at the end of the day, guys, your work. If you're playing a video game on your stream, guys, you're on that kind of a channel. Just don't like I said, be so one-sided all the time. If your channel, unless you're clearly your channel's meant to be political or whatever. But even then, I think if you have a great channel and people will listen to you more, guys, if you have like a better more, because people don't want. I mean, people do want your opinion about stuff. There are a lot of people listen to certain people for their opinions. But I think at the end of the day, they want an honest opinion. They just don't want to be pandered to, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. So, but as entertainers, guys, we have to remember that our audience is wide, it's big. It should never be limited to just a certain people. Don't be a Latina content creator. Be an everyone kind of content. Because I watch this chick's videos and I like her videos. Like I seen a few of her recipes and things like that. That I like to try. But it's just such a turnoff when you hear people talking about like I'm a like what, you only have like certain creators. You only have certain clients. This guy, there's enough alienation in this world, guys, and I notice that a lot of people think that's what No, don't ever alienate yourself. I mean, think about it, guys. Would you like it? Would it make me a better artist if I said? Because I'm actually Lebanese, guys. Would it make a difference if I told everyone I'm a Lebanese content creator? And I was always, would you guys watch this if I was always giving like just, I think I don't have too many, I don't shove my views down your guys' throat. I mean, I do tell you guys I'm conservative or whatever, but I'm not like, as much. It's more of like, it's more just because it involves my art, stuff like that. Like right now, I'm telling you guys, don't be like me. Be your own people. If you believe in the same things I believe in, great. But my focus is my work, guys. Unfortunately, there's a lot of creators out there who just don't see it that way. I mean, if their channels grow, that's great. If that's what their people want to see. But I'm just saying, guys, Joe Coy just literally proved my point that you can't just blast people and expect results like that. People don't want to have what they like made fun of, guys. I mean, we make fun of like religious things and stuff like that, and we can laugh about it. I'm not saying people can't laugh, but sometimes it's just it gets annoying, guys. People don't like to be told that they're mean or they're this. I don't think that Joe Coy he things like that does take it too far, because people don't like to be called things. That's one of my resolutions, guys, that I was always like kind of joking around. A lot of my friends and even Jason knows, like a lot of times we're joking around, but there were times that like just insulting him to his face, even if we're guys, even guys, come on, we can show a little bit of respect, guys, because it was taking it too far. Sometimes like I would legitimately get angry at my friends who just like are just joking, or maybe I was joking but they didn't like it or I didn't like it. It's not that we all are pansies and we can't take a joke. I mean, I'm always telling you guys, that people need to learn to laugh a little, but sometimes, yeah, it's just taking a little too far, So we all had a little respect for one another. We don't just insult each other to our to their faces anymore. It's not cool, you know. I mean, think about it. Would you want to be around somebody who just every time they see you, they just insult you, say, hey, what's up, you know, F word this, or, you know. Yeah. That's why I decided, you know, because I realized I wasn't treating my friends, you know, some of my friends, you know, and they know it. I acknowledge, and they know I'm always messing. But like I said, it's not just them, because I want to do it for myself, you know. So you should want to be a better person for yourself. And if you want to have better ideas, guys, you got to learn, you know, kind of get along a little, because you don't want to insult your audience, you know. Not cool. That's a lot of, and I see this because and one reason why I mention this, guys, is because I see a lot of content creators always insulting their audience, especially Disney and the big companies. Let me tell you something, dude. That's one of the biggest, you know, stupidest things that a lot of these companies, these big companies, they think they can, you know, if you don't like a movie, if you didn't like Ray Skywalker, you're a racist, or you're this or this. No. If you had a bad idea and people don't like it, that's on you. You know, that's on you. So. Yeah, guys, don't be that kind of content creator, guys. Take responsibility for your ideas. If your ideas suck, it's on you, guys. If you create an idea that people just don't want to, you know, don't want to see, it's on you. You know? Unless you tried your hardest. I mean, don't get me wrong. If your idea is still sucking, you still, you know, just keep working at it. You know, keep putting, you know, pushing that idea. You never know. There's a time and place for everything, guys. Trust me. Sometimes it's not meant to be just yet. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Add a little bit of wrinkles. And I'm just going to, you know, add shading as much as I can, guys. And then I think this video went longer than I thought. But, you know, I'll do another idea about this, guys. I'll do another, you know, one of my views about how to make a really good idea. Because I really, like, have a lot of ideas to tell about that. But like I said, let me summarize again. But at the end of the day, guys, if you really want to make a really good story, just focus on the idea of it. Don't focus on, like, the message. Nobody cares about the message at the end of the day. If they get a message, like I said, you know, that's great. But your goal is not to educate, it's to entertain. Although I don't recommend, you know, like, changing historical accuracies. You know what I mean? If you say, like, you know, Ulysses S. Grant was not the, you know, was not the general during the war, during the Civil War or something like that, you know, obviously, you know. But I'm saying that, you know, historical acts, don't change that, don't say that. But don't tell, I mean, unless your story is changing, you know, certain aspects of history, that's different. If you're being creative, but don't, like I said, you're watching a movie like Pearl Harbor, you know, or even The Pianist, it had certain, you know, historical accuracies to it, you know, just simply because, you know, being the Holocaust and stuff like that. Then if you watch that movie, you know, they take them to the camps and stuff like that, and obviously that did happen. So, you know, unless your story is changing, it's like The Watchmen, where, you know, certain historical events happen differently. But other than that, then, you know, that's different. That's when you're writing a creative story. But anyway, the point is that don't focus so much on the message. You know, especially if your message is just to insult people. You know what I mean? If you want to, you know, because there are, like I said, even a comedian can bring people together. That's what comedy is, guys. We can all laugh at ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't do that anymore. You know, we're all afraid to be offended, you know, to be insulted. That's what's such a damn shame, guys. Oops. Because I can laugh at myself. That's actually kind of what I was arguing before. But, you know, you have to understand, because we're such a weak society sometimes. And don't get me wrong, and I'll go back to what's up, but, you know, there's a time and place for anything. Because you're right, like, you know, I at the same time I'm saying, you know, why is he saying, oh, he was insulting his friends? Because, like I said, there's too much, guys. You know, I see my friends at work all the time, so, you know, and a lot of times, you know, we're just joking and stuff like that, but you gotta have a balance. Life is all about balance, guys. Find the right balance, and then you'll see that's how you make a great idea. You know, everything has a message, and of course, you know, Dune, Star Wars, you know, what else? Everything has some kind of political message. It's okay. You know? It's perfectly okay. But the thing is, you guys, you don't want to focus on it, because that's not why people come to see these things. We're not paying if you want to watch a documentary or something like that, they'll go pay to watch a documentary. Don't waste their time with something that was meant to be, because there's a lot of deception like that going around, guys. You know, you're watching a movie, you're like, oh, this is supposed to be Star Wars, but then you're watching, you know, an hour of people being lecturing you why you're such a bad person. Like, this isn't what I paid for. That's what I'm saying, guys. And people, and let me tell you something, your audience, you can call people stupid. I don't think people are stupid, guys. You can say, oh, you know, people are stupid, oh, they won't know. Trust me, guys. When they're leaving the theater because because your movie sucks, then, you know, you'll know. And believe me, I've seen it. I was at Aquaman when I saw Aquaman, guys, and like I said, they should have, you know, taken Amber Heard out, but because they wanted to stick by, you know. Don't get me wrong, I still think Johnny Depp got what he deserved, really. I mean, he's a bleeding lefty, but even then, I still like him. But like I said, he should have known, you know, the kind of person like Amber Heard, you know, that's something he could have, you know, prevented. Not his fault. Well, I mean, it is his fault, but it's at the same time, it's like he didn't deserve it. I'm not saying he deserved it. But, you know, you have to be careful, guys, in life who you hook up with, who you meet. Even not just relationship-wise, you know, because think about it, you guys also have to be careful professional-wise, who you know, if you guys are trying to, you know, climb a certain ladder, you guys have to be careful of that. So, and it's not fair, but you will be judged based on your friends, guys, you know. Unless you don't care. But that's why I do things on my own, guys, because it's total freedom, because I don't have to, you know, worry about this kind of stuff, guys. I don't have to worry about, you know, who I'm associated with. To some extent, I do. I mean, a reputation is important, guys, just so you know. But, I hope you guys will take something out of this lesson, because I really want to stress, like, you know, because we need to start bringing back really creative ideas, guys. You know, there's not enough creativity, and there's just people who are just writing stuff, and they think that just because it's Marvel or DC or something that we'll watch it, they'll just slap a label onto it, and then we'll just go along with it. No. You guys definitely know when you're watching a movie and it's not good, you know it in your gut, and you're just trying to be polite and wait for the movie to end before you tell your friends, yeah, that thing sucked. But, you know, like I said, guys, don't alienate and just straight up insult people. That's not why people go to get entertained, guys. Okay, well, that's not a bad drawing, guys. I think that'll about do her. Let's see, I can add a little bit more thickness. Yeah, might as well go a couple more minutes. I'm gonna go make dinner, guys. I made myself a casserole this week. It's funny, I was just about to make only a little. I was so tired this week, and I just wanted to make a little casserole, so I bought like 2 bags of noodles just in case. And I always have enough, you know, to kind of, if I want to, I just want to get that option. I wasn't gonna, but you know what? I was like, you know, I'm not gonna cook this week, so. And my dad made some soup when I was at his place, so I get into that. Anyway, I know, when did this turn into a cooking show? Like I said, guys, to summarize, if you really want to create some really good ideas and you really want to find a way to bring people together, write a good story that we can all center around. You know, that's what I recommend. Focus on making the story good, and then and like I said, if there's a political message in there, just keep it subtle. Don't lay it on too thick. If people can tell what your politics are by watching your movie, if people can say, oh yeah, this guy's a bleeding lefty or a hard right kind of guy, then you've gone too far, guys. Then, you know, like I said, because people are not stupid, guys, trust me. My audience is not stupid. Your audience is not stupid. And it is your job to entertain them. If you remember, guys, this is a job you have to take seriously. I take this seriously, guys. Any one of you guys, you are all precious to me, you know. I will never be that kind of creator that ever says, if you don't like my idea, it's because you're... That's basically what Disney and all these big characters are saying, is that you don't like my ideas because you're a jerk, because you don't like this or that, you know? No. That is not cool. And unfortunately, a lot of creators these days think that that's the way to go, to insult your audience. No. Oops. A little bit more so this video will be uploaded later, guys. Please check it out. Sorry for being late. Like I said, it's just been a lot of a lot of stuff going on, but I've bounced back. I faced my fears, and I'm ready to, you know, continue on this journey this year. Because, like I said, guys, we got a lot of work to do, guys. You know, a bit more. Don't be afraid to push the envelope, guys, a little. So, let me see if I can add a little. There we go. Boba. Just finish this up, and I think they'll. But yeah, guys, that's my advice. Just write some good stories. And I know it's that simple, but like I said, a good story is a story that can bring people together, guys. You know, don't insult people straight up thinking you're going to get, you know. Because contrary to popular belief, people don't like to be insulted to their face. And that's the mistake Joe Coy, that's the mistake a lot of comedians make, and it's a misconception of ideas, guys. And it's the same thing if you're watching a movie, because people are going to be watching your, you know, let's get the little Wookiee braid. People are going to be watching your movies and reading your comics, guys, and if they're reading, if it's pandering, if it's insulting, nobody's going to want to read that, you know? You have to get back to good ideas, guys. And it's our job to bring it back. So that's kind of where I'm leading. That's what my comic and my company, Red Planet Comics, is all about, guys. If you ever wonder why I call my book, it's under Red Planet Comics, it's because I got the idea from somebody. Because I like the idea of, like, you know, Mars being a second chance for us. Because unfortunately, guys, the entertainment side of this world has suffered. So it's dead, guys. Whatever, you know, there's still some things, like, people will always still watch the old stuff like Beauty and the Beast, Disney. Everyone's always going to watch it. Those are never going to go away. Superman, Batman. But what currently is going on is just crap. So it's time to just leave Earth and move to Mars. That's kind of where I got the idea, and that's where we're going, guys. We're going to Mars. We're gonna have our own ideas, and you know, we'll see if things work. So, all right, guys, I'm about to end. This video is gonna be an hour long, but you know, I'm sorry. Let's just sign this. And that'll about do it. There's our Boba Fett, guys, and I know my long lecture. So, but like I said, guys, just remember, focus on the ideas, write great ideas, and then at the end of the day, don't pander. As long as you can just do it. These days, if you could write a story that's just not insulting to people, I mean, I guarantee people will like it. So I'm going to end this video. Watch it tonight, guys. I'm going to be uploading it just right after I finish this. And yeah. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week with another video, and then will be more to come. Subscribe to my channel, and yeah, share the video, and I'll see you around. Peace.